Hi, my name's Dan West. Hopefully, you know that by now. And today, I want to walk you through the Monk Mode protocol, how to get ahead of 99% of people. This is probably single-handedly the most important resource I've ever produced. And the reason why is very simple. If you can't focus, you are fucked. There's no point even getting into entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship is a competitive sport. If you can't focus, you can't win. And at the end of the day, we're fighting for attention. Hormozi said recently that that attention is more scarce than capital. And so we're fighting every single day. So if you are starting a business or you want to get better at your hobby sport, or you want to do better at work, the reality is if you can't focus, you cannot win. You just can't. And so we want to be exceptional, and only the exceptional win. And if you don't, here's the thing: if you don't want to be exceptional and you don't want to win, that's fine. You can go and have an average job, like on a low wage, and you can earn less money and you can be average at your hobby and etc. But if you want to win, this is the price, is extreme focus. And everyone can focus. Everyone can do this. It's just about choosing how deep you want to go. So this image here, I love this film, Star Wars. There's in the first episode of Star Wars, which is technically number 4, but at the time when it came out, the first episode of Star Wars, Luke finds out he's a Jedi and he fights Darth Vader, or tries to, and he loses. And what he realizes is that he isn't strong enough. He isn't strong enough to defeat Vader. So what does he do? He goes and finds Master Yoda and he locks the fuck in, right? And he trains with Yoda, who's like the best of the best. And he just goes to this planet in the Mustafar system, I believe. Is it Mustafar? No. Somewhere on the outer rim, far away, remote planet. And this is all there is. And he's doing stuff like handstands, lifting stones with his mind while he's got Yoda on. And Yoda's just like telling him, focus, right? And he ends up becoming a completely new Jedi. And just to spoil the ending, he goes back to find Darth Vader, fights him again, and he beats him. He's more powerful than before. And that's the whole story. So why Monk Mode? All right, so I've already given you a few reasons, but here's the reality for you right now. Like, without Monk Mode, your competition will get ahead of you. Your progress will be slow. If you make any progress at all, your progress will be slow, and your goals will remain out of reach. So in the end, that means you'll never amount to the person you can be. You'll stay broke. You'll stay at your current revenue level. You'll stay at your current physique level. You won't reach your goals, and you will just remain one of these unexceptional people, which is fine if that's what you want. But you'll basically remain average. You'll never reach your potential. With Monk Mode, you can achieve your 1-year goals in 3 months. I'm going to talk about why 3 months I think is a perfect amount of time. You will gain ability to focus for 12 to 14 hours a day, maybe even 16 hours a day if you get really good at it. You're training the focus muscle. Most people can't do this. If you just dedicate to Monk Mode, you'll be able to do it. You will cut out all unnecessary costs and distractions. Most people don't realize that they're running their burn rates way too high. They're distracted all day. They're being pulled into other people's plans and other people's ideas of what you should be doing, and other people's motives and other people's games. You need to play your own game and realize that your game isn't playing all these other bullshit games that people want you to play with them. It's playing your own game. So you're going to get your costs down, which means you're going to save money because you're just going to be living a simple existence like a monk. And you're not going to have any distractions. So you're going to be able to focus, and you're basically going to take control of your time and your life. But the ultimate thing you're going to get is you're going to gain a quantum leap in your income and business. I can guarantee this. And if you don't make it in your income and business right now, you will get started building the business you want. You'll be able to achieve a lot. And I know people, you could build and monetize a personal brand in 90 days if you focus, right? Ultimately, in the long term, if you can focus, you can get rich. Because focus is the number one skill you need. I'll just quickly go over here. I'm going to show you this in a minute. But Bill Gates famously said, only through focus can we do world-class things, no matter how capable you are. Focus is the key. Okay? So that's the difference of life with and life without monk mode. So monk mode and extreme focus is another way to put it, is the price of growth. Extreme focus and discipline is the price of growth. And so there's an image here I want to share with you, right? So here was 2023, coming towards the end of the year, and I had no money. I went to Sri Lanka, I wasn't making any money. And I locked in for 6 months. And when I came out of it, I was a completely different person. Now, I went into it for 6 months. Why? But I didn't go flat out for the full 6 months. I probably spent about 2 months in Sri Lanka figuring it out, worried about going broke, and worried about not succeeding, and worried about my personal brand not growing. And it was only when I took action and locked in, I probably spent about 3 to 4 months actually locked in. And this was the outcome. You can see, I'm noticeably okay, maybe some people say, oh, you just trimmed your beard. Look at my skin. Look how more relaxed I look. It's a completely different person. Funny because I've got a new hairstyle now as well. Completely different person. And this guy on the left was what I'd call a starving artist, hopeful, trying to manifest my way to success, trying to just hoping that my effort, the little effort I was putting in was just going to get me lucky. And it was only when I really locked in that I realized what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And what was the outcome? So I don't want to mislead you here. This was a 15K month. It wasn't off the back of this original monk mode. I did a second monk mode when I got to Bali in 2024. And I locked in. I was about 2 months into a monk mode, and all of a sudden, bang, I had a 15K month. And I was like, whoa, this shit really, really works. So I changed my life with my first monk mode in Sri Lanka, but my income and my self-belief has never been the same since the second monk mode I did, where I made 15K in a single month of April 2024. And then that was me. I was like, monk mode is the one. So here's 3. And there's one more thing down here for this section. So I like 90-day sprints, and we want to do 5 things, basically. We just minimalist. We work, we gym, we learn, we spend time learning or reading or whatever, right? Not loads, but just make sure you're always learning. Prayer/meditation. I think you need to have a relationship with God and your spiritual health, I think, otherwise you're going to burn out. And sleep. You want to get your sleep right. Do you need to sleep all the time? I personally don't think so. I don't think you need to be sleeping all the damn time. I don't think you need 9 hours sleep. I think you just need good quality sleep, and you need a solid sleep schedule. It's more important than sleeping for 8-9 hours. You can sleep 5 to 7 hours, and as long as it's a good sleep routine, you'll get the benefits. So here's 3 things I need you to realize before I show you the actual protocol itself. So number 1 is focus is the only cheat code. Literally, there's cheat codes out there, but when it comes to making money and career success, focus is the number 1 cheat code there is. It may be the only cheat code. You could literally like, there's so many like people who know how to focus, and you know that they're not the healthiest, they're not the best looking, but they can make a lot of money because they know how to focus. Focus is everything. And so Bill Gates, who's obviously one of the most famous billionaires in the world, founder of Microsoft, he said, only through focus can we do world-class things no matter how capable you are. World-class things. That's what we're aiming for here. The second belief I need you to install here is elimination is freedom. So I got this picture of a cowboy here. And the reason why I chose this picture was people think that, like, because monk mode is and focus is the elimination of everything. It's the elimination of distractions, unnecessary costs, unnecessary things in your schedule, a cluttered schedule, obligations. You're basically just saying no to everything, right? And that is very freeing because now you only have a few things to think about. You feel very light. You feel like there's nothing weighing you down. You just know that for the next 90 days, you're just going to lock in and you're just going to do what you have to do. That is very freeing. Very, very freeing. And yeah, it makes you feel light. It makes you feel less anxious because you know you're building. And so Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It's true. Minimalism in your life is sophistication. And then the third thing, and this is what a lot of my clients struggle with, is like giving themselves permission. Like, fuck everything else. Like, you have one life. And so I don't believe in being a lone wolf. I believe in being dedicated to your own goals. Fuck everything else. If you're like me, I'm 31 years old, right? I started building when I was about 26. I started focusing when I was about 27, 28. I don't wish I started sooner because I've had a great life. But if I had have started sooner, I would be a millionaire by now. Because I would have mastered the art of focus and I would have mastered my own mind and I would be there by now. So the reality is, like, if you want to be successful in whatever you're doing, you got to say fuck everything else. Like, for 90 days, like, that's 90 days of your life, you are saying no to everything else. And it is lonely, but becoming exceptional is lonely. By definition, being exceptional, you are the exception. So, you know, I don't say fuck everyone. Literally, like, I believe there's certain people, you know, that you definitely shouldn't say fuck off to. You need a support system. But fuck everyone, it's just you in the end, at the end of the day. Like, if people have a problem with you locking in and people don't understand, they don't get it. They don't get it. You should probably tell people, hey, by the way, I'm going to lock in on a monk mode. By the end of this 90 days, I'll be out of it. I'm going deep. I need to fix some things in my life, or I need to make a jump. Done. And Lao Tzu, who wrote Tao Te Ching, he said, care about other people's approval and you will always be their prisoner. There's a reason why the most successful people aren't the most popular. Their success intimidates people. Their mindset intimidates people. You've got to just go for it. 90 days of your life. Okay, right now, so the actual protocol itself, right now we're actually getting into the how, right? So I've given you the why, I've given you the what, now the how, right? So there's basically like three things that we need to include. And this is kind of in, like, I guess, rank order. And we build our day around this, right? So let's say we want to get 12 hours of work done, or we want to work 12-hour days. Okay. That means there's only four things that make money, right? Promotion of your offer / product, building your product and new solutions for your clients and for the market, and delivering your product or service, right? So telling people about it, building it, and delivering it. That's it. So why don't we just break that up into 4 blocks? 4 hours promoting, 4 hours building, 4 hours of delivery. And so here it is. So, and then we have the gym 2 to 3 times a week. We don't need to go any more than that. You could probably get away with it once a week or twice a week if you were training really hard. And aim for 10,000 steps a day. Why not? Like, there's no reason you should get out on walks. Like, we don't need to be reclused all day. Sleep, we need 5 to 7 hours max. Honestly, like, we don't need 8 hours. You're gonna find yourself feeling sharper and more motivated on slightly less sleep because you're gonna be a little bit on edge. So you're actually gonna like do more. Weirdest thing. Like everyone thinks that you need like loads of sleep to be really, really focused and dialed. Like, no, it's the energy and the intention and the mission that makes you dialed, more so than just getting all this sleep. 8 hours sleep is more like when you're in like holiday mode, right? So shall I show you how we set up this day? So let's say, get my mouse out here. So I don't like that color. Let's go for red. Okay. So let's say this is when you wake up. Let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Or let's say this is when let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. Maybe you want to wake up at 4. And let's say this is 5 p.m. So we've got this this is 12 hours, right? So this is like our work day, okay? So like it or not, like let's just say the day starts here. Okay, so then we want to say, okay, so 4 hours are going to go on promotion. So this is going to be stuff like making content, sending emails, filming, scripting, etc. So let's say, okay, so those of you who followed me before will know like the whole like getting up and getting straight to work thing. I used to not be a fan of it, but I think for monk mode, get to work by 5 a.m. If that means you have to wake up at 4:30 to go on a walk before work or to get some stretching in or to shower or whatever, then do it. So maybe you wake up at 4:30, but I want to be starting work by 5 a.m. You will work flat out. You'll get a coffee and you'll get to work, right? You'll work flat out till 9, okay? At 9, so you're not going to be able to keep going and doing more after that. Some people can, but let's say we're a human being and we're building this sustainably. So at 10 a.m., so at 9, we're going to stop working and we're going to go on a walk to clear our head, and we're going to like put on an audiobook or something, right? This is about recharging. So we're going to walk and then maybe we'll have our first meal, some breakfast, okay? So now it's 10 a.m. So now we start the next block. So from 10 till 2, we want to build. Okay, so this is going to be everything from like building your product, building out your service, making your offers better, building new offers, building infrastructure, etc. Like this is where we're building a team. Anything that's building, or maybe even stuff like finances, stuff like that, will go in here. This is also going to be like team calls, maybe even some sales calls. So between 10 and 2 p.m., we're going to be building, right? Maybe you're writing a book. I don't know. New lead magnets. Like that's where this is going to go. Okay. And so next, well, and then this is when I'm usually going to go to the gym. So I'm going to go to the gym, undo that. I'll probably have lunch. So lunch, right? Lunch and then nap. And then gym. That's going to take me, and I'm going to walk to the gym. So I'm going to walk to the gym. Sorry, my dad keeps trying to call me. It's really annoying. Walk to the gym, and then by the time you get back from the gym, it's 4 p.m., right? So we've lost about 3 hours of the day. So if we start work at 5 a.m., but we want to get 12 hours done, that means now our final block is going to take us up to 8 p.m. because 3 hours, we lost an hour here and we lost 2 hours here. So we're making it up. So this final block is delivery. Okay, this is where we're going to be delivering for our clients. We're going to be delivering our product. We're going to be making sure that our clients are happy. We're going to be checking in, etc. And don't get me wrong, sometimes these two mesh together. But yeah, we want to make sure that we're dedicating 4 hours to this. And yeah, I'll probably I'll probably have a little break in here because 4 hours straight by this time of the day, like I'm starting to fatigue a little bit mentally. So like maybe halfway through the delivery, I'll like grab some dinner, something fast, like some rice. I'll have this at maybe like 6 to 7, like ish time. I'll have it cooking while I'm working, literally like behind me. And then the day is done. The day is literally done now. And so I've got to the gym, etc. And so now, if we're waking up at 4:30 and we want 7 hours sleep, that means we can get away with going to bed at 9:30. And so in this time here, you know, I've had dinner, I've finished work. This will be like DMs and like messages on my phone. This might be, I might even like, I don't advise it, but I might even like use social media a little bit. If you've got a missus, like this is where you'll like hang out with your girl for this hour and a half. And I would say like probably about 9, I want to be like reading a book before bed, right? And in the, like I will pray before I start work. So I'll pray in the morning or maybe I'll meditate. And I'll also pray before bed. So that's where I'm getting like my spiritual health in. And then the rest of this is sleep. So this is like 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And boom, that's it. Now, so that's literally how you get 12 hours of work done and the gym and everything in monk mode. It's perfect. Like this will sort you out. Now, if you're not quite an entrepreneur yet, here is the 9 to 5 version. So if I was in a 9 to 5, this is what I would do. Okay. So I'm actually going to just give you and you can adjust this for your timings. I'm just going to quickly give you what I did when I was in a gardening job. So I would start work. I would wake up at 5 and then 5 p.m. here. And what happened is I would start my gardening job at 6:30. So let's say like 6:30 a.m. I was working, and I would work till about 4, like between 3 and 4. So let's just say 4 p.m. Okay. And so, or I'd get home at 4 p.m. Right. So I had like this hour and a half when I woke up. So I would actually wake up a little bit earlier, but let's just say I wake up at 5, and I would shower, I would stretch, and I'd meditate. And then what I'd do is so I had about 45 minutes. I would shower, I'd quickly like meditate for a minute, and then I would write content for 20 mins. I would like create content. So that would be like initial promo, just for one platform, just before work, right? I would get that in, and on the way to work, I'd be on my phone. And then I'd start work around 6:30 to 7. Here I'd be work, 9 to 5. Lunchtime, I would be on my phone, like sending tweets or like commenting on people's stuff, like trying to build my audience or network and stuff. And then I'd get home about 4 p.m. And what I would do is I would immediately have a nap. Then I would read my book. And then I would snack, nap, read. And then my best mate, like my housemate, used to come back from work around 5:30. So around 5:30 to 7, we'd go to the gym. And on the way, like I come home, and between around 7 p.m. to around 8 p.m. I would basically like I would cook dinner for myself and the next day. So I'd meal prep for the next day and also cook my dinner. And while dinner was cooking, I would like do like engagement. I would like do like engagement on Twitter or something. Just trying to like and DMs to try and get clients. And then before bed, I would do that again. I would either write content, or I would like, this is where I'd like build. Sorry, I'd build between 8 and 9. I'd build something. It gives me 1 hour. I'd build like a community, or I'd build like a product or a lead magnet. And then about 9, and then I'd call my my long distance girlfriend at like 9 to 9:30, and then I would sleep till then. So I was probably averaging like going to bed about 10 and then sleep. So if I was in the 9 to 5, like I would spend like as much time in the morning, quickly promo, then I'd go to work and spend time on my phone, like DMing and like networking. Then what I would do is I'd come home, I'd nap, I'd read a book. I'd also listen to audiobooks whenever I was traveling as well, and podcasts. And then I would come home, nap, read. Then I would go to the gym. Then I'd come home and I'd work after the gym. And I'd work all the way pretty much until I went to bed, until like I would go and chat with my girlfriend at the time, and then I would sleep. And I saved a lot of money doing this because I was working. I built my personal brand. And then on the weekends, it would be completely different. Like the weekends is when I would like grind on like writing long form, or like doing like the bigger pieces of content that I needed, and like really building like more resources for my business and stuff. But yeah, that's how I would do it if I was in a 9 to 5 / 7 till 3 or 7 till 4. So I'd work for 8, 9 hours a day. I'd be out the house for 9 hours a day, and I'd still get more done than most people do freaking, working from home. So this is the Monk Mode protocol. It's all about discipline. It's all about focus. And none of this works if you don't have a worthwhile goal. So remember, like, if you, like, whatever it is you want to achieve, whether it's like scale your business to your first 5K month, get your next client, or maybe it's something like get in shape, or maybe it's all of it. Maybe you want to just get really, really jacked, break your recent revenue record in your business, or maybe you just want to you just want to master the art of focus. Then this is how we do it, and that's the protocol. So there's really nothing special about it. It's just structure, and ticking the boxes off. You know, making sure you're taking some time to pray, making sure you're taking some time to read. You know, doing promotional work, building things, delivering for clients, or if you're at the beginning of your journey, just building your audience, promoting yourself, building your offers, etc. Sacrificing a little bit of sleep just to get shit done. Just to actually grow. Like, it's 90 days you've got to dedicate to this. You're still going to be exercising. You're still going to be getting your 10,000 steps a day. There's no excuse, right? And that's it. That is the Monk Mode protocol. That's the cost of winning, and that's how you get ahead of 99% of people. If you want more of this, and if you are interested in working more closely with me, you want to build a profitable personal brand and start signing clients through content, through the brand you're building, and basically, become somebody in your niche, in your space, so that you can either get out of your current situation, like a 9-to-5 you're in, or grow your business as an entrepreneur, a freedom business. If you want to grow a freedom business where you can bang monk modes whenever you want, like the original, so you can have the freedom that you deserve, or message me on Instagram, DM me I'm in, and I will get you the details about how we can take your shit to the next level. Thanks for watching. And if this is on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's it. Ciao.